Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. My name is Troy, and every Friday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, I share 5 dividend stocks that you need to know about before the upcoming week. If you're a dividend investor that's looking for your next dividend stock, then you're in the right place, as in today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 dividend stocks that get better and better as we go. Now, on my channel, I always talk about the importance of having filters and the role they can play in helping you narrow down your stocks, and these videos really help me put that into practice. For example, the research for this video started with 271 stocks that had ex-dividend dates between June 10th and June 14th, which is obviously far too many stocks to look through. So just by applying 2 simple filters, a dividend streak of 5 or more years, and a favorable performance versus the S&P 500 over the past handful of years, I was able to go from those 271 stocks down to 94 stocks, and then from those 94 stocks down to just 32 stocks, or 11.81% of the original list. Once I got down to those final 32 stocks, that's when I took the time to review each and every one of them to determine which 5 you needed to know about coming into this week. Now, by no means am I telling you to spend your hard-earned money on these stocks just because a guy on YouTube is talking about them, but I do hope that I can shed some light on stocks that you might have otherwise not known about and see if they could perhaps be the missing piece to your portfolio.
There it is! There it is!
Now, if all that sounds good and you're in the market for a place that you can get quality dividend stock information week after week, make sure you consider subscribing to the channel, and while you're down there, click on that like button to let me know that you enjoy this series. Now, before I tell you guys the 5 stocks you need to know about for this week, I want you guys to keep something in mind as you watch this video. Let me know down in the comments if you guys own any of the stocks mentioned in today's video already and how they're doing for you, and if you don't own any of them, did any of the stocks I mentioned in today's video pique your interest? But enough with the chit chat, let's get to number 5, Domino's Pizza, stock ticker DPZ. Domino's Pizza is a quarterly payer in the consumer discretionary sector, paying $6.04 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.19%. Domino's Pizza has been paying and growing this dividend over the past 12 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 16.16%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 17.45%, and a payout ratio of 33.42%. At the time of recording, Domino's Pizza was trading 6.3% off of their 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of June 14th with a payout date of June 28th. And what this chart right here is going to show you is the growth of $10,000 both with and without dividends reinvested compared to the S&P 500 over the past handful of years. In this case, over the past 10 years, Domino's Pizza would have turned $10,000 into $77,453.86, whereas the S&P 500 would have brought back $32,744.57. That's a $44,709.29 advantage on the side of Domino's with the dividends reinvested. Down here at the bottom, we have the same 10K without reinvesting dividends, where Domino's would have turned into $73,506.67, whereas the S&P brought back $30,110.53. That's a $43,396.14 advantage on the side of Domino's, and the difference between reinvesting and not reinvesting those dividends was $3,947.19. All right, next up on the list, coming in at number 4 is Booz Allen Hamilton, stock ticker BAH. BAH is a quarterly payer in the technology sector, paying $2.04 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.34%. BAH has been paying and growing this dividend over the past 13 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 13.89%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 19.14%, and a payout ratio of 30.24%. At the time of recording, Booz Allen Hamilton was trading 7.43% off of their 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of June 13th with a payout date of June 28th. And up here at the top, with the dividends reinvested, that $10,000 investment would have turned into $86,133.76, which outperforms the S&P 500 by $53,389.19. Down here at the bottom, that 10K would have brought back $74,171.93, outperforming the S&P 500 by $44,061.40. And the difference between reinvesting and not reinvesting those dividends was $11,961.83. First up on the podium this week, coming in at number 3 is Hamilton Lane, stock ticker HLNE. Hamilton Lane is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $1.96 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 1.56%. Hamilton Lane's been paying and growing this dividend over the past 7 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 12.51%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 15.94%, and a payout ratio of 36.1%. At the time of recording, Hamilton Lane was trading 4.18% off of their 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of June 14th with a payout date of July 5th. Up here at the top with $10K invested over the past 7.25 years, that would have turned into $80,228.72, which outperforms the S&P 500 in the same time frame by $55,336.89. Down here at the bottom without reinvesting the dividends, that still would have turned into $74,476.94, outperforming by $50,754.60. And the difference between reinvesting and not reinvesting those dividends was $5,751.78. As a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, let me know that by leaving a like on this video, as I'd appreciate that. And also, if you have anything to add or even content you want to see, let me know that down in the comments below. But now let's find out the top 2 stocks that you need to know about going into next week. Coming in as the second most important stock that you need to know about is Ares Management, stock ticker ARES. ARES is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $3.72 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 2.65%. Ares Management has been paying and growing this dividend over the past 5 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 24.73%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 20.93%, and a payout ratio of 61.22%. Now, at the time of recording, Ares Management was trading 6.63% off of their 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of June 14th with a payout date of June 28th. And here's where the numbers get wild. A $10,000 investment into Ares Management while reinvesting your dividends 10 years ago would have turned into $116,305.54, which outperforms the S&P 500 by $83,560.97. The 10K without reinvesting your dividends still would have brought back $82,856.67, which is $52,746.14 more than the S&P 500. But the difference between reinvesting and not reinvesting those dividends was a noticeable $33,448.87. And here it is, the stock you need to know about coming in the next week is Capital Southwest, stock ticker CSWC. CSWC is a quarterly payer in the financial sector, paying $2.28 per share per year with a forward dividend yield of 8.91%. CSWC has been paying and growing this dividend over the past 9 years. They have a 3-year dividend growth rate of 10.73%, a 5-year dividend growth rate of 10.34%, and a payout ratio a little bit higher than I like, but does require additional research, of 82.96%. At the time of recording, Capital Southwest was trading 6.02% off of their 52-week high. They have an ex-dividend date of June 14th with a payout date of June 28th. And buckle up, because these differences are ridiculous. A $10,000 investment into CSWC 10 years ago while reinvesting the dividends would have brought back $125,443.40, which outperforms the S&P 500 by $92,698.83. The thing that's crazy is that same $10,000 without reinvesting your dividends would have only brought back $55,273.22, which still outperforms the S&P 500 by $25,162.69. But the difference between reinvesting and not reinvesting those dividends was a massive $70,170.18 over the past 10 years. And with that being said, remember, I want to hear from you. Do you guys happen to own any of the stocks mentioned in today's video? If so, how are they doing for you? And if you don't own any of them, did any of the stocks I mentioned pique your interest? Let me know down in the comments. I really look forward to you guys coming back each and every Friday so I can continue to provide you with the best of the best stocks, so make sure you're subscribed. And lastly, if you happen to miss my portfolio recap that I just released, make sure you're checking that out right here. But until next time, see you.